If y'all remember, maybe about a week or two ago, I did a story that was coming out of Florida where there was a man by the name of Nathan Myers who was wrongfully convicted in a particular case from years ago, and he was finally released from prison. But then they said it was some kind of a stipulation and he could not be compensated for time served. And I remember being extremely pissed about it because I was like, here Florida go again with one of these little holes in their one of many BS laws or whatever you want to call it. I swear Florida is a cesspool for that. But now, in a recent turn of events, in something that they deemed shocking, the judge ended up overturning that, and now Nathan Myers will be compensated for time served. Unfortunately, I don't believe it's nearly enough money as he should receive. So Nathan Myers went from receiving no compensation to now receiving a total compensation of $2 million. That to me is still way too less of what he should receive. $2 million. Let's keep in mind this man spent, I believe, he spent over 4 decades in prison. He's been in prison since 1976. And all he's getting is $2 million. He should, if they want to give $2 million, they should maybe say, I don't know, $2 million per year he had to spend behind bars, because $2 million is absolutely ridiculous to, after having to spend many years in jail since 1976 for a crime you did not commit. But let me go ahead and read this article coming from First Coast News. In a reversal stunning both in speed and scope, the Florida Attorney General's office said Saturday it would grant a $2 million compensation claim to a man wrongfully convicted in 1976. The decision represents a 180-degree turn from an opinion First Coast News reported Friday that the agency was denying Nathan Myers' wrongful compensation claim because he was quote-unquote actually not innocent. In a February 15 letter obtained by First Coast News, the Attorney General's office now concedes its role is limited in that it cannot second-guess decisions made by courts. It added that state law does not permit the State Department of Legal Affairs to reject an application. I can't stay down, and overjoyed Myers told First Coast News about an hour after he was notified of the reversal. I feel so good right now, as good as I feel since the day I got out. As First Coast News reported Friday, the January 23rd letter rejecting Myers' claim. Sorry about that, let me repeat what I was saying. As First Coast News first reported Friday, the January 23rd letter rejecting Myers' claim was a surprising speed bump in a process expected to be largely administrative. Florida law allows the wrongfully convicted to be compensated $50,000 per year for each year in prison with a cap of $2 million. So that means that they can't even get more than $2 million even after the fact. So $50,000 per year for every year that they spent in jail. And if it goes beyond that, they can't, it's basically saying almost like they can't get any more money. If someone let me know down in the comments if I'm reading that wrong, because that's what it sounds like to me, because a cap means exactly that. You're not going beyond it. Myers and his uncle Clifford Williams were exonerated last March after an exclusive review by the state attorney's office found their 1976 murder conviction fatally flawed, as well as substantial credible evidence they were innocent. A judge approved Myers' petition for compensation, saying he was demonstrated he was innocent by clear and convincing evidence. But the January 23rd letter from the Associate Deputy Attorney General Carolyn Sturkowski effectively dismissed that conclusion. Myers presented no credible persuasive exonerating evidence to support his actual innocence, she wrote, adding actual innocence is different than legal innocence. So it was this chick right here, who definitely has to be a palm-colored woman, was trying to block this man from getting his money, even though the judge said that he was approved for it. Myers' attorney Seth Miller with the Innocence Project of Florida said the reversal was gratifying. They recognized the original letter was both wrong in its substance and outside their authority, he said. Nathan Myers is innocent. The court found that, but it was never their job to make that determination in the first place. We are very happy they quickly realized that and righted their mistake. The AG said it will tell the state chief financial officer that Meyer's application meets the requirement of the statute and is complete. At that point, the CFO will begin the process of setting up a 10-year annuity and deposit the compensation into that account. Meyer said the money cannot replace the 43 years he lost in prison, but will allow him to provide for his wife and contribute to the household. I'm happy to do things for my family, he said. I am going to be all right, thanks to God and my lawyers. That's crazy. So he was supposed to get that money based on the judge, but that chick, that Carolyn Stir, whoever her last name is, was the one that blocked it. Because they said he wasn't actually innocent. He was just, it's basically almost like they're saying that he was innocent by word, but document wise, he wasn't innocent, whatever that means. See, that's why I can't get with Florida. Florida has some of the weirdest laws ever known to humanity. But I'm glad they're compensating him. But $2 million, in my honest opinion, that's not enough, in my opinion. He lost 43 years of freedom of his life, and he cannot get that back, and all they give him is $2 million. Now you gotta think he's not going to get all of that money, because you gotta think there's going to be legal fees that's going to have to be paid. So when it's all said and done, he's going to have less than that. I can't with Florida laws, but I'm glad that he's out. I'm glad they did reverse it. No thanks to that Carolyn, whoever, another Carolyn woman. Because we know there's one Carolyn in particular we don't like around here. And we hate her, as a matter of fact. But kudos to this man at the end of the day. But this is just another notch on the belt of stuff or things that black men have to go through. I mean, how many stories have I done where just in the past year alone, where it's talking about black men being wrongfully convicted of anything, whether it be murder or rape, and they've served so many years in jail, and they go through the same exact hurdles that this man goes through. Some go through even worse. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. Have your notifications turned on, and I will talk to you in the next one.